What you're about to hear is not speculation. It's not a theory, and it's definitely not fake news. This is a sitting world leader standing at a public podium, explaining, clearly and openly, what he believes is a long-term plan that has already changed Europe forever. Viktor Orbán is not talking about trends. He's not talking about accidents. He's talking about intention. According to Orbán, what Europe is experiencing today is not a spontaneous migration crisis. It is the result of a plan that was written, published, and defended years ago, long before most people noticed the consequences. And this isn't just about numbers. It's about culture, heritage, identity, the traditions that built Europe and, by extension, the entire Western world. Orbán points to a published proposal that openly called for Europe to accept at least 1 million migrants every single year. Not temporarily, not in an emergency, but permanently. He explains that financing was never a problem, because the plan included long-term European debt to fund migration, housing, welfare, and resettlement. And most critically, it outlined physical transit routes through specific countries, including Hungary itself. In other words, this wasn't chaos. It was logistics. Orbán argues that what people were told was a humanitarian crisis was, in reality, an organized system, supported by NGOs, protected by institutions, and shielded from democratic accountability. And here's where his warning becomes uncomfortable. He says the real conflict is not between Europeans and migrants. It is between citizens and elites. Migrants are not the enemy, he argues. They are doing what any human would do, seeking safety, opportunity, survival. The real architects, he says, are those who view history as disposable, who see nations as outdated obstacles, who believe borders, traditions, and identity should be erased in the name of global management. According to Orbán, this ideology doesn't value preservation. It values replacement. And once a society loses control over who enters, how fast change happens, and whether citizens can even debate it, democracy itself begins to fail. You don't need statistics to see it, he says. You can see it in your own cities. Neighborhoods that once reflected centuries of culture changing in a single generation. Languages disappearing. Local traditions diluted. Communities fractured. And when people raise concerns, they are dismissed, labeled, silenced. Orbán insists this has nothing to do with fear. It has everything to do with continuity. Every civilization has a rhythm, a shared memory, a story that binds generations together. When that rhythm is deliberately disrupted, the consequences go far beyond immigration. Education changes. Governance changes. The meaning of citizenship itself changes. And this is why Orbán says Europe is at a crossroads. Not just Europe, but the entire Western world. Canada, the United States, Australia. Every nation facing the same pressure. Because once a civilization forgets its past, it loses the ability to choose its future. This, he warns, is not about left versus right. It's about whether nations still have the right to decide who they are. And the question now facing Europe is simple, but terrifying. Was this transformation accidental, or was it designed? That decision may define the future of the West.